facing, intelligence, expertise.
What other doors could they close?
Hey, how much am I willing to give up and commitment? And are not committed to the struggle, acquiescing to the struggle, they're committed.
Careful who you leave toeless.
Hello everybody, Dr. Rick Wallace dropping in on you. I hope that everything is going well on your end. It's another busy day for me. Hopefully you have your mind set in the right state, that you are prepared to meet the challenges of the day. And if not, you still have time to press the reset button. That's the beautiful things about this life, is you don't get to necessarily choose the things that you run into over the course of the day. Some of that stuff you are able to manage, you're even able to manifest. But because the world is full of other people with other ideas, other frequencies and vibrations and thoughts and expectations and perspectives and paradigms, their energy is crossing paths with your energy. Their push and spiritual force is interacting at different times of the day. So there are a lot of things that you're just simply going to have to be able to persevere through. And the best chance of being successful in persevering through something is to have the right mindset about it. And you get to establish that. You can even discover that you've taken a wrong turn mentally and emotionally, and you can press the reset button and you can start over. You can get yourself to a place of gratitude. Once you get to gratitude, all that negative stuff is going to start falling off, because anger, bitterness, envy, pain, frustration, hatred, all of those negative, low-level energy producers cannot exist in the state of gratitude. If you can get to a place where you can find things to be thankful for, even in the midst of some difficult moments, you're going to find that you can settle yourself long enough to see your way out of a situation and to work your way out of a situation. When you are in a place of gratitude, you stop seeing these challenges as problems and you start seeing them as puzzles. Puzzles are meant to be solved. The answer and the solution to the enigma you're facing is out there. It's in the mind of God, and you have to simply settle yourself. So that's the thing I want to start you off with. I don't have anything in the description box as far as resources. I'm going to put that there after I finish the video. I wanted to get up and get started. So immediately after I finish the video, I'm going to post some information. If you want to, if you can't wait, you can go to the previous post before this one, and the same information is going to actually be in that box. So you can still get to the information that would normally be in the description box, the resources, the books, the ability to sign up to enroll in courses that we offer, to enroll to work one-on-one with me. That's going to be up in the post before this, and it'll be in the description box after I finish the video. This isn't going to be long, but I just wanted to come to you and share something with you this morning that should be powerful. And starting next week, we're going to get back on, and we're going to be back on our schedule. So we're going to have days assigned to specific topics the way we did last year. And we're going to start with business principles on Saturday. Next Friday, we'll be back to Quantum Physics Friday. We're going to talk about the quantum world, the universe, the power and force of energy, the energy and the physicality of your thoughts, and how it controls everything from your health to the world around you, and so much more. We're going to talk about how we know for a fact that that's happening, that literally your thoughts are emitting energy. Matter of fact, everything around you is energy. And we're going to talk about what that means. We're going to get back into it. If you haven't ever heard in it, it's a lot of that on my YouTube channel. You can go check it out, get kind of caught up on what quantum physics is, the quantum reality, quantum world, look at it and how it applies to everyday life, and on and on. But we're going to get back into that. But now, just want to talk to you something real simple. This is a principle. This is a principle that you have to understand if you're going to have consistent success, progress, and growth in your life. And it's real simple. And it's a part of the post previous to this. That's why they're connected, and you can go get the same information out of that description box that I'm going to eventually share here. It's real simple. And it's this: There is no hero that's going to come along in your life and scoop you up or snatch you out of this horrible situation. I'm talking to those who are in a place and you've been there and you're sitting around, you waiting on somebody to discover you. You're waiting on somebody to see you suffering and have a heart or empathy or sympathy for you and pull you out of your darkness. You're waiting on someone. The problem is they're not coming. There are no rescue boats. There's no superhero. Nobody's coming to save the day. Here's what's going to happen. You're going to have to look inside of yourself and understand that everything you're facing, you're built to overcome. Literally right now, everything you're facing, you have what's necessary inside of you to overcome it. That's the first thing. You got to realize that as long as you're waiting on someone to come, nothing's going to happen. It doesn't mean that at points and times people won't be there, but the first move has to be made by you. You have to make up a plan of escape. You have to establish in your heart that you're coming out of it. You have to make up in your mind that absolutely nothing is going to stop you from completing what you were put on this earth to do, that you're not going to be taken out by poverty. You're not going to be taken out by a traumatic childhood. You're not going to be taken out by a highly poisonous, destructive, and toxic relationship. Whatever you've been through, whatever has happened to you, whatever you come from, that's not going to destroy you. But you have to know this. You have to have an understanding of who you are in this world and that you matter in this world and that you are built for whatever you're going to face. Nobody's coming to the rescue until you start to rescue yourself. Now, once you start to rescue yourself, the very energy that you emit will attract people with like energy, and you will find yourself surrounded by people who will contribute, who will encourage, who will uplift you, who will speak highly of you, to you, and about you. But you have to first believe in yourself. You have to first sit up and make up in your mind that what I came from does not define me. No matter what my childhood looks like, that's not the end of my story. No matter how many poor decisions I made in relationships, that's not the end of my story. No matter what I've been through, no matter what I've gone through, no matter where I come from, I have something exceptional, extraordinary, and phenomenal on the inside of me, and I am going to rise up and I'm going to live in it. This isn't hopeful thinking. This isn't some kind of wishful thinking. This isn't some kind of magic spoken potion. This is simply the more you put thoughts into your mind, the more you recognize in your mind that you're capable of something, the more your mind starts to practice the idea of doing it, the more that you become confident that you can, the more that you emit an energy. And remember, energy is resonant. What does that mean? Energy attracts like energy. You can't resonate with someone who's on a 550, 600, 700 hertz when you're down here in misery, in pain, in anger, in bitterness, in frustration, in shame, in guilt. All of that's 200 hertz or lower. And that's where you're hanging out all the time, feeling sorry for yourself, blaming people, being angry. I'm not saying people didn't hurt you. I'm not saying people didn't harm you. I'm not saying you didn't go through what you went through in your childhood. What I'm saying is you can't let that define you. What I'm saying is you can't allow what you've been through to dictate where you're going. You have to look at your life and say, okay, there's something inside of me that's better. Because if I can think it and desire it and want it, it's possible. There's no way that a benevolent God, and I think most people who believe in God as being a benevolent God. And if you believe in God as being a benevolent God, you can't possibly think that God designed you to where you can imagine something that you really, really wanted, but you couldn't have it. So this is what I've learned in life, that if you can conceive it in your mind, that's God's evidence that it's possible. I didn't say it was easy. I didn't say it would just pop up. I didn't say some magic hero or angel is going to pop up and drop it in your lap. What I said, that if you can imagine it in your mind, if there's something telling you there's something better, then there is something better. Now, here's the thing. Are you willing to put in the work to go get it? Are you willing to be committed to whatever it takes to get there? Are you willing to sit up and say, you know what, I've had enough of this life. I'm going to change my life, and I'm going to change it one step at a time. I'm going to commit to the process while giving myself permission to be in process. I'm never going to sit back and become complacent and comfortable with being where I'm at. I am never going to accept it as my lot in life. I wasn't put here to suffer. I wasn't put here just to exist. I wasn't put here just to survive. I was put here to have an impact on the world. I was put here to be a representation of what's possible when you apply yourself, when you believe in yourself, when you believe in God's purpose for your life. There is something exceptional and extraordinary. Nobody was designed to be mediocre. I don't know anybody that's ever designed anything that designed it just to be something average, not perfect, not great, not do exactly what it should be doing. That's not anything. Everything is designed with high expectations. Now, whether it achieves what was expected is a whole different thing. But you were designed with something extraordinary in mind. You were designed with a specific purpose that calls upon you to do some exceptional and extraordinary things in this world. See, let me explain something to you. A lot of people want to talk about how they see God, and how you see God is your business. That's not why I'm here. But however you see God, you can't be talking about God in a way that says God is powerful. God is all-knowing. God is loving. God is super powerful. There's nothing God can't do. And every time somebody sees you, you're under the foot of oppression. You're under the foot of darkness. You're under the foot of something. I'm not saying you're not going to go through something, but even people should look at you and say, man, how in the heck does he have a smile on his face when he just got this news? Why in the heck does he have his shoulders, or have her shoulders squared and her head held high when they're going through this unbelievably dark moment? See, I know because God is all powerful. I know because God is capable of doing it. And I know because God designed me to be a representation and a voice and a body and an image to represent him, that supernatural expectation I have of God also applies to me. So no matter where I'm at now, I know that I'm coming out of it. And every time I've walked into a storm, I was able to use the storm to empower me so that I came out better than I went in. I have learned that the dark moments aren't to destroy me. That's where I grow. You heard me say this the other day, that adversity is the fertile soil in which faith is planted and cultivated. You don't grow in comfort. You grow through adversity. You grow through the pushback of life. You grow through the pressure. You go through the weight and burdens of things that are moving against you as you push back and you stand against it, as you make up in your mind that it will not destroy you, that it will not break you, that it will not take you out. That's when you start to see yourself rise. You got to have enough confidence in the God that you say that you belong to, that you serve, that you are a part of, that's a part of you. Now get this. Every religion at some point says God is a part of them. God indwells them. God's inside. Hey, wait a minute then. Hold on. You got to make me understand how all-knowing, all-powerful, unbelievable God is on the inside of you, literally dwelling in every cellular and molecular part of your body, and yet you're living a life that's defeated because you've started to buy into the idea of some situational issue that you're confronting right now, and that's become your God. Your financial situation is your God. Your relational situation has become your God. The fact that your business is not getting off the ground has become your God. Whatever you ascribe the greatest amount of power to is your God. And you're wondering why you can't come out of it. You've given it so much power that it's become so huge that you can't see your way out. You can't have access to the mind of God, which knows all things, and not have the answer to the current situation. If it hasn't arrived yet, it's coming. But this is what I can tell you. No hero's going to save the day. No lifeboats are on their way. Not until you make the first move, until you take a leap of faith and step out there and say, I'm changing my life. I'm going after something different. I'm going to stand up and I'm going to do something powerful. I'm going to be a representation of what's possible when you walk in the fullness of your gifting and your talent and your blessing and your purpose. I'm trying to tell you something right now. Listen to me as I shut this down. You have to move. You got to take steps. And see, faith is the evidence of things not seen. You don't have the answer. That's not your concern right now. Your concern is that you're moving towards your destiny, that you're moving towards what it is you're supposed to be doing, that you are standing up and saying, I'm moving. It was William Hutchinson Murray that said, it isn't until you make the first step that providence moves. It's after you make a commitment to get engaged in changing your life, elevating your life, moving on something, starting a new company, starting a relationship, starting whatever it is that you know is going to take you. It's not until you do that that God opens the gate of providence. You don't know how many times I'm sitting up and there's things I need to do and I'm sitting there and like literally, I can't tell you. This has happened at least 3 times. I'm in Starbucks working before I moved back to Houston. I'm in Starbucks. I'm working. And I got all this stuff going on. I'm literally setting up every day and I'm doing my work. And that's something I need to do. But I'm sitting around and I'm waiting for the right opportunity. Right? That right opportunity excuse that we use. I need this before I can do it. I need that before I can do it. I'm waiting on all the little ducks to line up and fall in line. And all of a sudden, one day I say, you know what, forget it. I'm just going to go do it. And all of a sudden, a person that has literally walked by me for the last 80, 90, 100 days spoke to me, say, hey, how's it going? Because they see me there every day. And spoke to me and everything like that. And walk on nothing. That day, that I sit up and I make up in my mind that I'm going to do it, even though I don't have the resources. I don't know how it's going to get done. That person stops and says, hey man, I see you sitting here every day. And, and I'm just wondering, what is it that you do? Well, what I do is blah, 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 blah. And what I'm about to start right now this is what I'm working on right now. Man, let me tell you, I know, hey man, I got a friend. I'm going to call him today and I'm going to connect him with it. What's your number? You have a card? Bam. Or that person is the person. Hey, man, I've been looking for somebody like you. That has literally happened. I'm telling you, the gates of providence will not open until you take the first step. You got to make a move. Sit around waiting on somebody to rescue you is not gonna get it done. Sitting around waiting on somebody to look at your situation, see your gift, or see what you're going through, and have some kind of idea or notion that they're going to come pull you out. No, what people are going to see you moving towards something. They're going to see your passion. They're going to see your love. They're going to feel the energy that you have when you walk into a room. Have you ever just walked into a room either way? You ever walk into a room and like you're kind of down, you're going through something, you walk in the room and for some reason you can't be down in that room? That's because somebody in that room has such a high level of energy that they've literally shifted the atmosphere. You've had it the other way, though. You walked in, you're feeling pretty good. You walk in a room and literally the life is sucked out of you. Somebody in there is carrying so much energy that the negative energy is consuming the room. There's energy. People can literally connect with you and feel you. You have to set the right standard by moving on something, connecting with something, and doing something that you are able to emit energy. I tell people all the time, your thoughts have physicality. They're not just an idea. Every thought you have produces an energy. That's why cognitive awareness is so important. Why? Because you are literally sitting up and finding a way to connect with people by way of energy. That's why some people can communicate without talking. They're on the same wavelength. They're on the same frequency. They're on the same vibration. That's why sometimes you seem like you're very, very close to God and you can feel God. You can even hear God. Why? Because you're on a 600, 700 frequency where you're literally in the wavelength of how God moves and communicates and shares. You got to understand this thing. It's not just about the prayer. It's about the place of mind and the mindset when you pray. That's why meditation and prayer together is an awesome thing, because meditation lets you clear all that clutter out. A lot of people, it's hard to pray when all you're thinking about is what's wrong. You're doing it because you know you're supposed to. But you're supposed to walk away with something. It's a conversation. It's an engagement. It's a communication. You should walk away with something. If you're not walking away with it, it's because you're going in too heavy. You're misunderstanding it. You think the prayer is what's going to turn everything. God's going to do it. No, God isn't going to. That's not how God created you to do it. You've heard me say this a bunch of times. I'm going to say this, and then I'm going to get off of here. You're waiting on God to do something God sent you to do. And here's the thing. One reason a lot of you are frustrated in your prayer life, no matter what faith you claim, one reason you're frustrated in your prayer life is you are praying for God to deliver you from the giants he sent you to slay. See, you were designed and created to do something. And I guarantee you, whatever that is challenging. It's supernaturally overwhelming. That's why it's going to be special when you conquer it, because God is going to move through you to touch other people that are going to be aware and able to watch what you're doing. But see, God is never going to deliver you from the giants he sent you to slay. You can't pray your way out of that. You're never going to get a, okay, I'm coming, when you're talking about stepping outside of your purpose and disqualifying yourself to have a life of ease or comfort. This isn't about ease. This isn't about comfort. This is about reward. This is about power and impression upon the world. This is about leaving a legacy. God is not going to deliver you from the giants he sent you to slay. This isn't about an easy life. That's what a lot of people are so frustrated with. They got convinced that if they take on this faith, that everything was going to fall in line. And you found out that in many times it got harder. Why? Because there's a greater calling. There's a greater move. There's a greater demand by purpose, by design on your life. There's something you got to do, and it's not going to be easy. It wasn't meant to be easy. It was meant for you to show the power of faith. If it's easy, nobody has to use faith for easy. You can see it. You just do it, and it happens. You want the supernatural, you got to step out there and go do something extraordinary. You got to step out beyond what's comfortable, what you can see. You got to understand that all the help you need is on the other side of that empty space where you can't see where you're stepping. You're either going to have to step there and trust that there's ground, or you're going to take the leap of faith and hope that you can leap to the other side where there's footing. But you can't stand on this side waiting for somebody to come over and get you. It's not going to happen. As I said when I got on, look, I'm going to, as soon as I get off of here, I'm going to put all of the resources that are available to you to either work with me, to get the books, to sign up for a course. Some of the course is self-pacing, whatever you want to do, I'm going to put that in there. If you can't wait for me to get on and do it, which is going to take at the most 5 minutes, you can go to the previous post, which is a post with a meme that just says, if I can only share one piece of advice with you, it would be this: no hero is coming to save the day. There are no lifeboats. You and you alone are responsible for transforming your life into what you desire it to be. Stop waiting to be rescued and plan your escape. There's a post right before that, and you can go click on that, and it's going to have all the information that I'm going to eventually share on this video if you have to move now. But whatever it is, you have to make a move. If you can conceive it in your mind, it's God's evidence that it's possible. But you are not going to pray your way out of your destiny and your purpose. God is never going to deliver you from the giants he sent you to slay. You've got a purpose here, and it's huge. There's no such thing as mediocre designs when it comes to God. You weren't designed just to exist. You weren't designed just to get here and struggle through and barely make it through. You weren't designed just to get here and coast and be in the shadows. That's not how it works. You were designed to do something exceptional. You were designed to do something extraordinary. You were designed to step out bold. And it's a bunch of you that are sitting up right now in a place of guilt and shame because of where you come from and what you've been through, the decisions you've made and the things that you've had to endure. And you're sitting there in shame. There's no shame in living life. You step out of it, shake free of that guilt, rise up and start to live in the true nature of your purpose. Start to exercise your gifting. See, your gifting is what's going to open up the world to you. Your gifting is what's going to literally lead you to an entirely different and new place of existence. But you've got to step into it. Again, for those who want to work with me, the information is going to be there. I love to take on about 3 new people right now. I guarantee you, I give value beyond value. There are a couple of people who on this thread right now who's worked with me that can share with you what I am capable of doing. I have the utmost confidence that if we work together, I can help you do some exceptional and extraordinary things in your life. Some people are going to be able to figure this thing out on their own. Other people are going to need help. But what I can tell you, there's only 3 ways that you're going to come to this place of change. And you're coming to it. But there are only 3 ways. One way is to just say, I'm going to do it, go out there and do it. But a lot of people don't know what steps to take. A lot of people don't know how to get the monkey off their back. A lot of people are still struggling with the fact that they were molested as a child. A lot of people are still struggling with the fact that they were abandoned as a child. A lot of people are still struggling with the fear of the curse of poverty. A lot of people are so stuck in believing the environmental lie about who they are based on what they've been through that they can't see anything but that. And if you need help getting out of that, that's what I do. But then the other way, if you don't do it on your own or you don't find somebody who knows how to help you do it, life will do it for you. It'll push you out there. You'll be in that comfortable job you've been in for 15 years and show up. Boss said, we need to talk to you for a minute. We're going to have to let you go. And because you've never thought of anything but being in that comfortable position where all I got to do is show up every day, do what these people tell me, and I'm going to be able to take care of myself, and now all of a sudden it's gone, and you don't have any control over it, and now nobody's hiring people your age, and nobody's hiring for that position because we're in a place of evolution as it comes to the workforce, and you don't know what to do. That's when you're going to have to reinvent yourself. You're going to have to step out now, and it's not going to be an option. Don't wait till life does it for you. Make a choice to move out there. The world needs more people stepping out into their purpose. On that note, I'm going to get off of here. Check back in about 5 minutes and I'll have all the resources up. You guys have an unbelievable day. As I always say, I'm going to live my life on full. 86,400 seconds in a day, and every last one of them has purpose. I'm going to live my life on full. And that way I know when I leave this place, I'm going to die on E. And that's what I want to be my legacy. I came and I gave life everything I had. I left it all out there. I didn't die with one book not written. I didn't die with one counseling session not done. I didn't die with one lecture not given. Everything that I have to give the world of what God has planted in me, I'm going to give it each and every day because I don't know when I'm leaving. I want to live to 100. But I got to know if I leave tomorrow, I've given everything I have. That's what I'm challenging you to do. God is bigger than any problem that you're facing. Connect. Plug in. Plug in. On that note, I'm out. You guys have an unbelievable day. Something that's part of your intellect. It's part of your obtained knowledge. In other words, you talk with a different vernacular than white children. Free labor. Guess what? We only make up 13% of this country's population. But our young black men make up 51% of the prison population. What's different between you and them? Nothing. They set you up for the okie doke and you thought it was cool and you took it. You think everything is about fun. I sit up and I watch this. This is what I deal with all the time. While y'all are out on your phones playing games, they have their kids at gun ranges. Preparing. They see you as the enemy, and they're prepared to engage you in every way. While they're training tactically for anything that happens, we're driving by spraying our own community and hitting nothing but innocent children. They're preparing to hit what they shoot at. Academically, we get whatever is left over. Your ears. If you allow anything to come, you said
Common
math.
sense.
All type of knowledge like science, mathematics, things like that.
Common sense.
You said
Math.
Math.
Get off the streets, go to college, go to high school, get education.
But you know what? Y'all laughing, but that's serious though. I understand we want to laugh, have a good time, but it's truth in what he's saying. It's changing our whole direction. It's self-love, dealing with each other on that kind of level. Because we keep going like we're going extinct people. You know what I mean when I say that? We're not going to be here no more. If we in prisons, we killing each other to get stripes in the hood because we've been taught to be this way. So we're here to let you know that it's been a lie this whole time. Don't fall for the lie. I wish I was 8, 9, 10, 15 years old and knew everything that I know now, because it's been a whole different course. But now anything has an impact. If everything you see is about clapping, popping, whatever the latest term for shooting a gun is this week. Because it's, I remember it used to be wetting, it's been clapping, popping a cap, banging, whatever it is,
that it is, that tells you that's what we're supposed to be doing with each other, put that crap down, because that's purposely been put there to get us to kill one another. Because see, every time a black man takes the life of another black man, that's 2 black men that they don't have to worry about. The one that's dead and the one that's in prison. And they have found a way to continue slavery in prison. This is how. When slavery ended in 1865, they started a process of incarcerating, putting in prison, black men at a high rate. And then they started a program called convict leasing. In other words, that's what businesses came to the state and say, I will pay you $50 per man per day for them to come out and work on my railroad, for them to come out and dig my ditch, for them to come out and do it. That's why you see those old moving, those dudes on there, they're doing the railroad. Mm-hmm. Those are prisoners that private companies paid for to come out there and do work. It's called convict leasing back then. Well, it kept on going. It went on through what was called Jim Crow laws. Jim Crow laws were laws that were put in.
Intelligence, expertise.
What other doors could they close?
Like, how much am I willing to give up and commitment, and are not committed to the struggle, acquiescing to the struggle? They're committed